Have I got a beast for you today? It's a Swift Kon Tiki 649 twin axle, 8.5 meters long. It's a 4-berth and it's 5,000 kilograms, so you will need a C1 license to drive this monster. Swift Kon Tiki 649. So let's get the van set up outside before we go inside to have a look at. So we've got a 240 hookup into the van. Here is where we fill up for the cassette toilet. So here's our cassette toilet. And then we fill this up then, so when we flush the water around the cassette, this is where the water comes from. Gas. So we turn on our LPG gas, red bottles propane. Here's ladders to get up onto the roof. Just show you here. There's plenty of storage for underneath the bench seats there. Outside barbecue point. And there we have the flue for the heating and hot water. Here is where we fill up the fresh water. And yet again, we have more storage. While we're here, if you just see down there, that's the fresh water drain off, draining off the fresh water tanks. And if you just notice there, we have a lever which drains off the water out the fresh water tank. And also what I will show you while we're outside, we do have 2 leisure batteries. And also here's where we put a diesel in. So let's go have a look inside this bad boy. And this van just keeps going on and on and on. We have bench seats at the back, which can be pulled out to make a large bed. And then we've got plenty of storage at the back. We do have a skylight, and then just moving forward, we've got a massive kitchen area with plenty of prep. We have a hob, 3 burner hobs. So as we put the gas on, we can draw the gas through at the same time while I'm showing you around the van. And then we do have a grill and oven. And then also over here, we do have a hot plate, electric hot plate, and that will only work when we are plugged up with 240. And the same again goes with the microwave as well. So as you can see, we've got a big prep area. And then I'll just show you inside the bathroom. We have a separate toilet and shower, which is a good sized bathroom. And then if we move to the front, what we've got here is we've got a good dinette, again can be made up into a bed, and plenty of storage. We do also have a skylight here and a nice big skylight here over the cab. This is on a Fiat Ducato, and this van's a 2010 and it's only done 13,000 miles. It's a 160 brake horsepower 3-litre engine, and as I said before, it's 5,000 kilograms, so you would need a C1 license. It's 6-speed with onboard air conditioning as well in the cab. So let's set the van up. We've already got the gas primed up, so we'll go to the control panel and we'll switch it on. There's the lightning strike there, so that tells us we've got 240 coming into the van. There's the condition of how much water we've got in the fresh water tank. Leisure battery, vehicle battery, and that's how much wastewater we've got in the tanks. These are lights, so that'll switch all the lights off. And then we've also got a heater for winter time for the fresh water tank, stop it from freezing. And here we have a pump. So we've enabled the pump. Now we filled the freshwater tank up. So basically what we've got to do is prime up the hot water tank. So we'd switch it on. This would take about 2 minutes to prime up, because what we're doing is we're transferring fresh water from the freshwater tank into the hot water tank. So it's going to take 2 minutes to fill up, so it'll spit and then it'll start to come through like this. And then that node is then we're primed up. While we're here, we have the fridge. Again, the fridge is 3-way. So what we can do, we can switch on. It will auto seek, so it'll probably go back to the last thing that we were using, and it's gone to gas. And if you heard that, that's just lit. So we're on the gas there. We can go to 240 if we're plugged in. And then we've also got our leisure battery, which faults out and goes back to 240. The reason why it's faulted out is because the engine's not running, so it will not work on leisure battery basically, because it needs the alternating the power from the engine to keep the leisure battery charged up so it works. So there we are, we're on the gas, on the electric, sorry. Then we'll just switch the fridge off and move on. And then we'll move on to the back part here. Again, we have plenty of lights, little spotlights all around. This one also comes with a tally. So what we've got here is we've got our heating and hot water. So if we go to the top one first, we've got O for off. Now the top 2 settings here are for hot water only. These are summer settings, because you wouldn't be using the heating in the van in the summer. So that's 40 degrees on hot water, 60 degrees. This one here below are winter settings. So the first one there is heating only, and then the second setting there is heating and hot water. So, and then what we've got here then is we have our gas. We've got 1 kilowatt of electric, 2 kilowatts of electric. So if we're in a hookup, we just use the electric. If we're wild camping, we'd use the gas. But you can use a combination of both. 1 kilowatt of electric and gas, 2 kilowatts of electric and gas. So if we want to put the hot water on, and then we've got it on the gas, so that should fire up on the gas. And then if we're on a hookup and we want to put it on electric, we just turn to either 1 kilowatt or 2 kilowatts. Now the important thing to remember now, if you want the electric working, let me just show you, we must go to the consumer unit. And the consumer unit is here at the, underneath this. Yes. So can I just show you the unit? Here we have the battery charger for the vehicle battery, here we have the battery charger for charging the leisure battery up. And I'll just show you over here. There we have the 12 volt fuses and the spade fuses. And now here we have the consumer unit. So just like a Tomo, we've got a trips, because we've got a hook up in, see how it's tripped. Now if I just move this out of the way for you, what you've got here is you've got space heater, water heater, and also battery charger. So if we switch that off now, the battery won't be charged by the battery charger. And then what we've got here is we've got space heater and water heater. These must be switched on if you want to operate the electric on the water and the heating on the panel that I've just shown you on. So we'll go back to that. So as you can see here, we've got the electric on the hot water. Now if we didn't have that switch on down on the consumer unit that I've shown you, this will not come on. And then it'll always work on gas, and that's our heating and hot water. Now I'll show you the water heater. So here we have our water heater, as you can see. Now if you just see here our yellow lever, that's for draining the hot water down. So if I lift the lever up, that drains the hot water down. So when you're not using the van, it's important that you always drain your hot water down. It's a good habit to get into, and it also gets rid of stagnant water. So just lift the lever up and then that'll drain the hot water down. Well, the water out the water heater down. And also when you start the van again, you just prime up. Another place I need to show you is underneath here. If we turn that lever there, that empties all our wastewater out the waste tank. So everything that's gone down a plug hole will go into a waste tank, and then to drain the waste tank down, we turn that lever there and that drains it all out. And then we'll move on to the toilet. So what we've got here, we've got the Thetford toilet. So we press that there, that sends the water around the flush, and then we have a lever to the left which empties it into the cassette toilet. So for a big van, what we've also got, I haven't shown you, we do have solar panels on the roof, and this is our controller here for the solar panels. Now for a big van, it's quite easy to use. Obviously all we've got there is we've got a three-way fridge, which is a self-seeker, so we just have to switch it on. And we've got a nice simple control panel, which we can just switch on, put the pump on, and then we're good to go. And then we have controls at the back for the heating and the hot water. I couldn't show you the heating at the moment because it's absolutely boiling in this van. Well, this is a big beast of a van, but a nice easy van to actually use. Nothing difficult with any difficult controls.